每一个座位的座子底下呢，都是安装了一个插座。
And for each seat of the CRH train, there is a power outlet. You can use this to charge your phone. It's very convenient. And also, the 4G is covered all over the train, and it has a very steady signal. And for this train, it will depart to Zhuhai. We just talked about the 4G signal. It's very steady and fast, and you can surf the internet with the 4G signal in the train. This one departs to Zhuhai, but it looks very similar to the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed train. For the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed train, it is one of the trains with the 8 vertical and 8 horizontal train line. It is at the southern part of the coastal rapid rail passage, so the travel distance is 355 kilometers. The design speed is 200 kilometers per hour. Now I have a poster here. It shows the train line for the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway. So we just see the train from Guangzhou to Zhuhai, which is an intercity railway. And for the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, it starts from Guangzhou and will depart to the Zhanjiang West Station. So there are 13 stops for this train. Not every CRH train will stop 13 train stations. So this is very important to open the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway, because in the past there is no high-speed train in Yangjiang, Maoming, Zhanjiang, and the western part of Guangdong Province. And after today, there will be high-speed trains passing through the western Guangdong Province. And now, high-speed train is covered between the eastern and the western side of Guangdong Province. And today we bring you the live streaming from the southern station of Guangzhou. Guangzhou South is a very important transportation hub in Guangdong Province. There are around 33 trains transporting from Guangdong West to the South Guangzhou Station. This will help to close the tie between the West Guangdong Province and the Pearl River Delta. And at the beginning, there will be 30 D-series high-speed railway train. And during weekdays, there will be 16 high-speed train transporting between these two areas, and there were 2 trains running during the weekend. And also we have 5 trains passing through Guangzhou South to the Maoming city. So we can see most of these trains depart from Guangzhou South, and some of them depart from Foshan or the North Shenzhen station. But all of these trains will pass the South Guangzhou station in order to reach the West Zhanjiang station. As the transportation hub, the South Guangzhou station is part of the rapid transportation network in China. And after the opening of this high-speed trainway, the time for the transportation from Guangzhou to Maoming has been shortened from 4 hours 53 minutes to 2 hours and a half. After we launched the trainway between Jiangmen and the West Zhanjiang station, if you purchase in advance, you can enjoy up to 30% discount. So if you bought the ticket from Guangzhou South to the Zhanjiang West, and if you apply the 25% off, the price is only 206 RMB. And this price will be adjusted in accordance with the market condition. And there will be 50 self-service counters for you to purchase tickets in the Guangzhou South Station. And also in this station, it will have a 32 ID verification system. So all of the ticket variation requires the real name registration. And also a face recognition system will be used for the check-in for the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway. The opening of the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway changed the history. In the past, there's no high-speed train in Yangjiang, Maoming, and Zhanjiang. This is a historic moment that we opened this Jiangmen and Zhanjiang high-speed railway. In addition to the D-series high-speed railway, the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway also supports sleeper trains. In the daytime, you can take the train from Guangdong South, and in the evening, you can take the sleeper train to go to Shanghai or Beijing. In the future, if you are living in the western side of Guangdong Province, you can take the high-speed train to Beijing, Shanghai, Zhengzhou, and other cities in China. And today is the first official day that the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway opens. It is the first day for the operation. We can see these passengers feel very happy about this railway. They're actually waving the national flag and taking photos with this CRH train, because this is a historic moment for them. In the past, 3 regions in the west side of Guangdong Province have no high-speed train. With the opening of the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway, people from the West Guangdong Province will enjoy the benefits that has been brought by the high-speed train. And we can see there's no seats available for the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway. It is very popular. And one of my colleagues from CNR is at the destination. She's at the Zhanjiang West, and the other journalist is in Jiangmen Station. I'm Cheng Xiting from CMG. And today is the first day that we opened the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway. And now we can see the train which departs from South Guangzhou Station. And there's another one just left the station. Today is the first day for the opening of the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway. I'm at the Xinhui Station. It is estimated that we will have 3,000 passengers today at Xinhui Station. And currently, the Jiangmen high-speed train station is being built. And the train station will have a size of 40,000 square meters. And at that time, it is estimated that there will be 35,000 passengers in the Jiangmen railway station. And today we are at the Xinhui station. I will give you 3 keywords about the Jiangmen and the Zhanjiang railway station. The first one is environmental protection, the other one is tourism, and the third one is about transportation. First one, I would like to talk about the environment. And here we can see thousands of tens of thousands of birds inhabit in this area. And for the Jiangmen high-speed railway, it is very close to the habitat of the birds. Now you can see an arc-shaped tunnel. It is actually a soundproof barrier, and it lasts for around 200 kilometers. It costs about 180 million RMB. The reason why we built this soundproof barrier is to protect the lives for the birds. After the launch of the high-speed railway,
the noises are lowered. Apart from the noise, the shape of this barrier can also help protect the birds from the light. Because the habit of this kind of birds are that they like to seek for food in the night. So with this barrier, they can be protected from the light. So we can say this Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway is really an environmental friendly one. In front of us are the passengers, and these are the typical tourism food. I would like to introduce to you. It takes half an hour from Zhanjiang to Guangzhou, from Guangzhou, and it takes half an hour arriving here. First, you can buy this typical material, and you can then take a cup of tea. This lifestyle is slow, but it's very comfortable. And after 1.5 hours, you can arrive at Yangjiang. There is a famous island in Yangjiang City. At noontime, you can take some seafood at Yangjiang City. And moving further, you will arrive at an important city in the West Guangdong, Maoming City. Maoming City is an important city for lychee. And today, this year is the harvest year of lychee. And this lychee is from Maoming City this morning. We can have a taste. It looks delicious. It's very fresh and juicy. I asked it to the staff, who brought this lychee to us. They introduced that this is the most expensive one, but it tastes really good. And moving forward, we will arrive at the destination stop. That's Zhanjiang. Zhanjiang also has abundant resources in tourism. You can take boats and you will arrive at Hainan and continue your tour. So, Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway connects the whole tourism resources in the West Guangdong. And the third keyword is hub. You can take a look at this map. The hub is Jiangmen City. We can see Jiangmen locates at the west in the Guangdong Province, and the other region of Guangdong is connected through Jiangmen City. And this hub connects West Guangdong and the rest of Guangdong, so that the industry from other parts in Guangdong can be transferred to the west. This railway can bring a lot to Jiangmen City, and we've invited the leader from the Development and Reform Center in Jiangmen. Today marks the opening of Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, and we know this is very important as Jiangmen City is the hub. So what will this railway bring to us? Can you brief us about it? And we can take a seat and have a cup of tea. We mentioned that Jiangmen City is the hub. It connects the Pearl Delta region and West Guangdong. So in your opinion, what will this railway bring to Jiangmen City? Jiangmen has a rich background of railway. Back to the beginning of last century, the American-Chinese Mr. Chen Yixi led the first civil constructed railway. It went into operation in 1909 and runs 133 kilometers. It was funded by Chinese people and designed by Chinese people, and that's the first one in Chinese history, so it influenced greatly. The famous Chinese writer Ba Jin went to Jiangmen during 1930s. He did not only write stories about the birds, but also about this railway. But the pity is, during the anti-Japanese war, in order to prevent the invaders, we demolished the railway. So you can see Jiangmen has a background of railway. And in 2012, there are several railway lines started. Jiangmen City has started to plan for this since then. And this Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway's opening can echo to the Greater Bay Area development, and it is very important to the Greater Bay Area development. I would also want to talk about Jiangmen's background. The railway has restricted the development in Jiangmen in the past. But why do you say so? Because I thought there are several railway lines passing through Jiangmen City. Because Jiangmen communicates less with the rest of Guangdong. Although we have the intercity railway, but that's the subline, and there are limited trains. There is also lack of services. If we want to arrive at Shenzhen or Zhejiang or Hong Kong, we don't have the way. We need to transfer trains if we want to go there. Let alone to the Yangtze River Delta or to Beijing, Hebei, and Tianjin. Because Jiangmen was not included in the national railway network. And after the provincial government's efforts, we've integrated resources and construction force. And now the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway opens. This has enhanced our role of hub. Jiangmen Station is an important hub in Guangdong Province with 40,000 square meters and 35,000 person times per day. So it is a large station in Guangdong. And do you think this will improve the transportation situation in Jiangmen? Yes, it's significant. First, it will contribute to the Greater Bay Area's communication with the West Guangdong. Jiangmen is the hub to connect the Greater Bay Area with West Guangdong. As we take this role, we constructed the railway line to West Guangdong. And this will shorten the length to Yangjiang Maoming City, and this will enhance the communication with West Guangdong. Also, West Guangdong cities can communicate with the Greater Bay Area cities. And secondly, this helps Jiangmen to integrate with the national railway network and help the high-end technology and industries transference to Jiangmen. In future, we can directly arrive at Beijing, Shanghai, the first-tier cities. This is very significant to Jiangmen. On one hand, we can communicate with Beijing, Hebei, and Tianjin. On the other hand, we can realize the effective connection with Shenzhen. In particular, this September, opening of Guangdong, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong Railway will help us go to Hong Kong directly. Many of the Hong Kong people's hometown are here, so in future it is convenient to them to go back home. Our city is the largest city where have many overseas Chinese. With the opening of Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, we will help them, and also the intercity railway will help them, and people can communicate, and the high-end industry will also be brought to Jiangmen City. Just now you mentioned industry. And now we are sitting on the chairs, and the tables are typical and are traditional in Jiangmen City. Yes. Jiangmen is a famous place for the redwood. In Xinhui, we have a lot of redwood furnitures. Speaking of industry, because after the opening of Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, Jiangmen is connected, is included in national railway network, and we have a production base. And we have the enterprise who is the only one company in Guangdong Province that has the qualification to produce railway, to produce trains. So according to the provincial strategy, we've stepped up this railway transportation industry. In near future, we will realize the manufacturing of trains in Jiangmen City. Another aspect is tourism. Rosewood is an typical element in tourism. Rosewood is the first world intangible asset in Guangdong. Now we are cooperating with the Chinese credit company, and we want to recover Rosewood's image back to 1920s. Also, we have the islands with the nickname of East Hawaii. So you can see we are abundant in tourism resources. Taking the role of Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, we will conduct the tourism line. So this will contribute to the whole industry in Jiangmen. I had some of the tea. This is very popular. It's Gampu tea. Is this tea very typical? A very typical product. Yeah, this has a very long history. Orange peel is very traditional in Jiangmen City because many of the people wanted to make the orange peel dry and soak it into the water and drink it. This is very good for the breathing system. And in future, we will also avail this opportunity. We will improve the processing of orange peel and also the selling round procedure of the orange peel, and to make it a whole industry in Jiangmen City, not only to improve this industry but also to protect the brand.
I noticed that this is the orange peel. In Chinese, it means that like preserved orange peel. So when we say preserved, does that mean you have to make this for a long time? How can you ensure the quality of the preserved orange peel? So do you have any like quality guarantee for this kind of items? Actually, for orange peel, the longer you keep it, the better it will be. But of course, you have to pay attention to the preservation time of the orange peel, and we put highly emphasis on the quality of the orange peel. So when we are developing the industry of the orange peel, we are also compiling and drafting the quality standard guideline for these items. Only by ensuring the quality of these items that we can better promote this traditional industry to the public. And the orange peel actually help to boost the development of the local region. And it takes time for people to get familiar with the orange peel. With the opening of the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, more and more people will visit this area. And people will get to know more about the traditional industry in Xinhui, for example, the orange peel industry. And with the opening of the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, then people can visit some of the first-tier cities easily. For example, Beijing and Shanghai, Shenzhen. We have opened the intercity railway in 2012. At that time, we have realized the connectivity of the eastern side of Guangdong Province, but still, we found that there's no high-speed train running for the western part of Guangdong Province. But now, with the opening of the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, now we can realize the connectivity in the west side of Guangdong Province. I believe you're very happy about the opening of the railway because it will bring benefits and contributes to the development of Xinhui. Thank you. So Director Wang just taught to us a lot of the information about the local region. With the opening of the high-speed railway, it will bring great prosperity and benefits to the local region. And my colleague from CMG is actually at the destination of Jiangzhou West Station. So now let's give the time to him. So the Zhanjiang West Station is a newly built station. Let's take a tour in this station. First, let's see the layout of the Zhanjiang West Station. For Zhanjiang, it locates in the southern area of China, but it has very good geographical condition here. This is very close to Hainan Province. It locates amidst the Greater Bay Area, and it is in the central area for the economic zone. And today, the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway opens. For the new railway, maybe you can think it's just a regular train line. However, it means a lot to the people who are living in the west side of the Guangdong Province. So you can see these people, these passengers, very happy about this opening of the train line. It is more convenient for them to travel back home. Long time ago, the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway has been put in registration, but it does take some time for the build-out of the railway. In the eastern side of Guangdong Province, there are many high-speed trains, but there's no high-speed train in the west side of the Guangdong Province. For myself, I have always been in traveling to Zhanjiang. In the past, it's very difficult for me to travel to this area. Even though I drive in the highway, it takes me around 7 to 8 hours to come to Zhanjiang. And today, when I take the train from the Guangzhou South Station, it takes me only 3 hours for the travel. And for Zhanjiang City, it's a city with fine traditions and culture. And there is a county, Xuwen County. It is very famous in the local area. And for this area, it's quite remote in Zhanjiang. But now we have built this Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, so people from this county can travel to Zhanjiang West Station, and they can go to the eastern part of Guangdong Province more easily. With the opening of the new railway, it can also bring impetus to the Greater Bay Area and also drive the economic development for the local region. So when we evaluate this railway, we cannot just consider its geographical condition, geographical location. We also need to understand the background of this city. For Zhanjiang, it is also well known for food. So in the future, you can travel to Zhanjiang very easily by taking the new high-speed railway. For example, the lychee. If you want to get it, in the past you have to order from the internet. But now with the opening of the high-speed railway, you can just take the train and travel here in person to get a taste of the fresh lychee here. And in the future, it will take less time to travel to Zhanjiang. So let's take a look at the station. So you can see the station looks like the shape of a seagull. Maybe you cannot see it very clearly from this angle, but it is in the shape of a seagull. So the designers must put a lot of considerations in the design, the pattern of this station. So for the wave, it actually represents the sea wave. And also this also have a significant meaning to represent a memorial ceremony in ancient times. For this pattern, it also showcased the aspiration from the local people, the aspiration for a better life. So for the design of this train station, it also carries the best wishes that are coming from the Lezhou County. If we just look at the appearance of this railway station, it looks very similar for the railway station in other cities. But it is wind-proof up to 15 scale of wind. During the construction, it does take very diligent work from the workers. It takes around 1 year and 2 months' time to finish the build-out of this Zhanjiang West station. For the engineering group, they also want to realize the dream from the people from Zhanjiang City, because these people are really expecting the opening of this Jiangmen-Zhanjiang high-speed railway. And also for the waiting hall, it has been undergone several rounds of renovation. Currently, this waiting hall can accommodate over 2,000 passengers. With the opening of the Jiangmen-Zhanjiang Railway, it can actually boost the connectivity in the west side of Guangdong Province. And this is the information that I have. Thank you.